tie. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you watching me from. Thank y'all for joining us today. The topic is the Philippines is much more than women. But before we get into that, I always like to welcome my viewers and subscribers who will watch this on replay. Also, any new viewers and subscribers watching today. Of course, the NTZ crew, The Beach of Life, and Jacob Tanjay. Thank y'all for what you do for keeping this a decent and respectable place. The peso is 58.6. I'm not going to complain about that. It was inching towards 60, but it slowed down, but I'll take that. I got a message from Darren Cooper up in Manila. There's an In-N-Out burger opening in Manila, but it's only going to be open for one day today, and then permanently sometime next year or so. If you like In-N-Out burger and you're up in Manila, you can afford to wait in those lines because I'm pretty sure they're going to be wrapped around the corner for that one-day grand opening today. But I thought that was interesting. I was in, I think it was Newberry, California, about 45 minutes outside LA for some training. And I tried the In-N-Out burger for the first time. I liked it. I liked the fries. You know, it was a good experience for a little country boy from Kentucky. Also, anybody that's coming through Bacolod, you have to realize that the Mascara Festival, or the festivities actually, are ongoing. They started October 1st to October 23rd. October 23rd is actually the festival. I'll be there. I mean, it's a big festival. It's like the Mardi Gras, the Sinulog in Cebu. If you get an opportunity to go there, go. But if you're coming through there on the way to the meet and greet, I just want you to be aware of the traffic delays and stuff that you may run into. The meet and greet is October the 8th. It's Saturday. 2 days from now. Starts at 4. If you're coming to San Carlos City from Cebu City, you have to drive to Toledo City, car, bus, van, taxi, then catch the ferry, either the light ferry or the fast cat over to San Carlos City. Jump in a tricycle, they'll know exactly where the Meg's Resort is. If you're coming from Bacolod City, it's a bus, van, taxi, car. Go through Don Salvador Mountain. Don't go that long way, which is 4.5 to 5 hours. If you come through the mountains, it's about 2 hours. That's the one you want to get on. If you get on the bus or the van, or if you hire a taxi, tell them to go through Don Salvador Mountain. Now, if you're coming from outside of Bacolod or Cebu, fly into either one of those places and proceed accordingly. Now, also Dumaguete, bus, van, car, taxi. It's about 4.5 hours from Dumaguete. I had put something on my community page, I think it was yesterday, about the special investors resident visa, the SIRV, that the Philippines has launched. It trumps all the ones in Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, all of them, because all a foreigner has to do is invest $75,000 US in business or securities, and you're immediately given a permanent visa, not only for you, but for your spouse and your children, and it's forever. It's immediate, $75,000. Look that up. Talk to one of these immigration offices or one of these immigration services for more on that. Also, one more thing about the meet and greet. If you come here and you need accommodations, there's Meg's Resort, which is where the meet and greet is going to be. They offer, that's a resort, so they offer hotel rooms there. Of course, the Mawani, the Palau, Palau, YM Business Hotel, Eco Inn, FB Travelers, Dragon Inn, and also Small Fry Beach Resort, which is about 10 minutes from here. And Doug, he's going to be, who's the owner of Small Fry, he said he's going to stop through the meet and greet. So if you don't have a room, you can talk to him and see if there's any rooms available. But I just thought I'd go over that before we get started. The Philippines is more than just women, but I think what we do, we become obsessed with the women over here that we forsake everything else, including ourselves. Look, it's about self-preservation when you're 8,000 miles away. Take care of yourself first, okay? Because once you become obsessed, a lot of times guys are shopping for women over here, shopping for wives and shopping for girlfriends. And when you shop, you're going to spend. That's what shopping means. You're spending. Instead of letting it happen, man. A woman is the last thing you have to worry about in the Philippines, man. Quit obsessing over these women. They're going to be there. It's so much to see. I want to take my hat off to Monroe, who was here. He came to visit me. He was here 1 month. I know he went to 5 or 6 places. Now, was a woman involved? Yeah, but look at all that he saw. He went to Manila, Cebu, San Carlos City, Baguio City, Boracay, Angeles City. He got it in for his 30 days. And that's what I would suggest. He got a mix of all the Philippines had to offer. And if that was an exploration trip, which I don't think it was, he'd have a lot to chew on. He'd have some choices to make. But what we do is we become obsessed with these women. Even before we get here, we start sending money. All the focus is on them. Then at the last minute, you're asking me, hey, where can I get an accommodation? Where can I stay? You're not even focused on the important stuff. But it's much more to see over here in the Philippines, man, than these women. That's the least you have to worry about, guys. You're going to miss out on so much, chasing around some woman who, by the way, is not going anywhere. But, yeah, I wanted to, give him a shout out. Also, Dan, who's on my channel, he said the same thing. He's going to be here for 30 days. He's going to get it in, man. Don't come over here, man, and just be locked and loaded on women, man. You start spending money that you're going to need when you get here, by the way. I'm just telling you. It's my boots on the ground experience. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey? He said, my golf balls annoy. Hey, Enjoy, he's from Melbourne, Australia. Sending greetings, man. Thank you. I consider him a friend now. Mark, he's in Hamilton Island, Australia. That's where he works. I think he's from Sydney originally. Endoro Emblem says, you should be a real estate contractor seller. You do so much ambassador PR work for the Philippines. It's because the Philippines is popular, man, And I'm just a witness, so I'm over here. I'm just a regular Joe, and I'm just trying to give people an idea of what to expect when they get here and let them know that it's quite easy to relocate here. But my next video is going to talk about that. Do you really need a vacation or you need to vacate? It's going to be up to you to answer that, but a lot of guys come over here, they really only need a vacation, but they sell everything over there and they come to the Philippines chasing a woman, more than likely. And after a while, they realize, man, you know what? I really didn't need to do that. I just really needed 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get out of the routines and all of that complacency and all of that I was doing over in America. Hey, what's going on, Robert Dame? He said, real entertainment. Give the thumbs up. I don't know what it is with these people's thumbs. Are they thumbless, Robert? What's up, the Ghost of Philadelphia? Uh, Angelico Wabane. Shout out from St. Carlos City, Nicholas Occidental, Sir Calvin. Thank you. Oh, okay, yeah. Violet says the double with animal style fries. Yeah, I love the In-N-Out burger. We ate there, believe it or not, I was there for 1 week. I ate there 5 days. I really enjoyed it. What's up from Subic? Yeah. And see, that's another thing, man. Get up there to Subic, which I'm going to do after this meet and greet is over with. I got to go back down to Zamboanga City to visit my son. Then I'm going to do a tour of the Philippines. I'm going to stop in and see some of my subscribers around the Philippines, man. Just kind of check in. Hey, Lou Hightower said, that looks like the Sandias in the background. Is this Albuquerque? No. This is San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. No, I don't want to work over here. I don't want anything that resembles work. Yeah, I hope it hit 60. It was inching up there. It was at 59. Michael Beach of Life said he got 59.13 out of ATM. I saw with my own eyes 59.23 on Google, but that was about it. Then it did a retreat. But hell, I'm not gonna complain. 58.6. That's crazy. Yeah, but it's too. I didn't come over to work, and then rich is relevant, man. If it's gonna be at the expense of my peace of mind and everything. RLV says end of a southwest monsoon season, start of northeast monsoon. Cooler days until February next year. Yeah, we like that. But this is where the real tough typhoons hit during this season, right? During this northeast monsoon. Yo says, good morning there. Dark nights in Florida. Yeah, let's help if we can with the people affected by the hurricane in Florida. And for the life of me, man, if I went through something like that, this is just me, I would have to relocate, man. I don't know if I want to go through that every so many years. And I think it's like the people in some of the areas in the Philippines. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. See, the RV, I like his input because he's either Filipino or he certainly lives here. He says when you're in Negros Islands, visit the Balay Negrins. But I'm going to tell you something. This Mascara Festival, man, if you're anywhere in Negros Occidental and you can make it over there to Bacolod City, the big shindig is October 23rd, man. You need to do it. I'm certainly going to be there. It's the first time since the pandemic started that they're actually going to have the festival. So it's going to be off the chain, man. I promise you. Endoro Emblem says the women are non-white and do not have any serious racist pathologies and a history of lying on black men, instigating racial killings and violence on black men. Stay away from European women. Well, that's some good in America anyway. Christoph Wolfgang says, I plan on sitting in Cebu and watching Netflix for 30 days. That's crazy. Hey, Moments with Mitch. Good morning. I know you're getting revved up over there for that Medicare Advantage season, man. I'm so glad that I don't miss that 1 minute, even though I earned just tremendous amounts of money doing that business. And I owe that business for my presence in the Philippines, really. But I put in my work, Mitch. Yo said that's exactly my plan. Manila, Baguio, San Carlos City, Cebu, Dumaguete, and Siquijor. Then pick for a long stay. See, that's the great plan. But the problem we make, before we even get over here, we become obsessed with a woman and our plans are shot. We don't even have, they believe it or not, men get all the way to the Philippines and ask me, hey, where can I stay for the night? I'm like, dude, you should have did that long before you got here. RC in Jacksonville, thanks for that super chat. He said, yo, Cal, how's the house rebuild going? My advice is to travel and see the big city versus the province life. You're right. The Filipinos will always be here. Education first, chase the peace second. Exactly. Well, we haven't started yet. I haven't even looked at the land myself. They sent me pictures from over there. But thank you, RC in Jacksonville. He's exactly right. But no one's listening to you, RC in Jacksonville. They're not going to do it. Men get all the way over here, believe it or not, and they only have a place to stay. They say, where can I stay? I'm in Dumaguete, or I'm in Cebu. I was like, you big dummy. Quit focusing on that woman. That's booby out there. Haywood Robinson said, vacate for me. Yeah, see, you're going to be the one who's going to have to answer that question. Do you need a vacation or do you need to vacate? Some of us just need a vacation. In my case, I needed to vacate. And, I told my story, yes, a little bit, tiny bit of my story. And some of you guys lost your mind. You showed your true colors, pun intended. I mean, why should my story upset you? If you're sitting here right now, you're from America, and you're trying to deny the history of the treatment of black and brown people in America, man, you need to, some guy says, oh, I'm leaving your channel. Well, you need to leave my channel because you're a damn fool. I mean, you can't deny that, man. I'm just telling you my story. The problem is I've always been transparent, but you only want to hear parts of my story. You don't want to hear it all. I'm a black man. You do want to know why I'm sitting here in the Philippines, don't you? I do videos like that to remind myself of why I'm here. 8,000 miles away from all the people I love, man, my family, my friends, my country. But yeah, I had to vacate. So, Jacob Chante says that Lonnie Elf, what's good, brother? Yeah, Mitch, he said he's going to start with a vacation and going from there. Because a lot of us, man, we're stuck in a routine over there, a rut, which is the same thing as a grave. You become complacent. You're taking your life for granted over there. If you really want to appreciate the life you got in America or France or England, Australia, come here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That's all you need to know. When you get back home, trust me, you'll kiss the ground if all you need is a vacation. But a lot of us are workaholics. All we do is work. We don't get a lot of time off in America. If you get 2 weeks out, man, in a row on your job, man, you doing something. Because a lot of times, man, they say, y'all, they limit it to a week. They want you back on that concrete. But I say when you come over here, enjoy the Philippines. People talk about the food. How do you know if you like the food or not if you don't try it? You're too busy eating something else. Believe it or not. Hey, Stylish over 60. Have you made it? When is your plans to be over here? I know. Timothy Bright said, on my screen, it looks fuzzy, including the font. What about your screen, everyone? I've got a full, all bars showing on mine. Hey, Geechee Lance is checking in. Great vlog on the black man. I was just talking about that. Yeah, but some of us, man, we just need a vacation, man. Oh, Kamal said, thanks for the visa advice. Yeah, if anybody wants to know, when you leave the Philippines, because I think he's going to Thailand for 5 days or something, when you come back, your immigration status starts over. So even if you've been here, if you come here and you're here for 30 days and you extend for 29 days, and somewhere during those 29 days, even though you paid for them, you decide to leave and go to Thailand and come back, it starts all over. So then after you here 30 days, you have to extend and pay for 29 more days again. But I like it like that. Hey, Will Sutton, Dan was talking about some of the falls that are from Cebu to San Carlos City. There's a falls maybe 30 minutes from here. I don't know what they call it, man. But it's so much to see, man. I mean, it's a sight. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. There are no falls there. I mean, it's like something over in Indiana. I forgot what it's called. But it's nothing like a natural falls like this, where it's like the water is like 150 foot high. You can see it from so many kilometers away. But what we do is, even before we get on the plane to come to the Philippines, we get locked and loaded on the woman at the expense of everything else, including ourselves. It's self-preservation when you're 8,000 miles from home. Get your situation settled and then bring the woman inside, man. Y'all trying to build around the woman, man. It's not going to work over here. This is why guys end up spending their life savings. Believe it or not, I'm willing to bet all the money I've got in my pocket that men are more likely to spend their life savings here than anywhere else outside of their own country. More than Brazil, more than Colombia, Mexico. And you really don't need to. You only need a fraction of what you're spending over there. Gary Walker said, Cal, been hearing good things about Ilo. Have you been? Is it what I've been hearing? It is. Ilo is everything you've heard and more. It's when I first went there, which was in 2019, we were visiting my wife's sister. She lives in Miagao, Ilo. But we caught the ferry into Ilo from Cebu. It's like being in America, really. I mean, in some places like that, the riverfront is unbelievable. It's really nice. They've got a boardwalk like Dumaguete, but it's just clean. It's been voted one of the most progressive cities in the Philippines. So many years running. But you're not going to see it if you're chasing some woman in Cebu. Don't be like me. Don't spend your whole 2 weeks in Moncton, even though, believe it or not, man, I didn't chase the woman. She came to me. And I really did enjoy myself in Tamboli Beach Resort. It was my first time being in the Philippines, man, just seeing that sun and everything. And being in that clear water, that white sand beach. Tamboli Beach Resort right now, they've changed it. It's a condo community now. You can go there. The guy I rented a condo from in Cebu just recently, him and his girlfriend were just there and they were telling me about it. You can go there. I think it costs 1,800 pesos, but 800 of the pesos is for a day visit. It's for your food. There's like 1,000 to get in, and they said it's just unbelievable. You go island hopping and all that. You can rent an Airbnb there too now. Let's see. Yusuf, he says, Calvin, thank you so much for mentioning the SIRV. I never heard of it until now. Yeah. Well, they just launched it. I saw it in the link that I gave you was from my Facebook page. But it's a great, I mean, for the guy who sent 20 million pesos over here, he could have spent a fraction of that and got a permanent visa over here. The same guy that spent 12 million, but you guys, you lose your focus because you're obsessed with women, man. The Philippines is much more than women. And you miss out on so much, man, dealing with, because I'm going to tell you something. I believe the Filipinos are special, but she's like any other woman, any other relationship, man. It comes with stress. Not as much stress, but some stress, especially if you end up with the wrong one and you don't know which the right one. she's not yours until she's yours, until you're over here. I've learned so much, man, by being with Maryland, man. They're just about people that you look at and you think they're so innocent. They turn out to be lesbians, or they turn out to be former prostitutes. And it's shocking to me because I know you can't see that looking through a damn computer screen. I mean, really, man, I'm talking about these are women who have regular relationships now. And she said, well, you probably not going to believe it was such and such. She lived with a lesbian for 7 years. She had a woman for 7 years. Like, really? And this one for 2 years. And, I'm looking at these women. They look so innocent, man. They'll fool you. But y'all don't listen. Yeah, Darren Cooper said, hey, Calvin, great news. In-N-Out Burger just opened in Manila today. I just mentioned that. You told me, Darren. It's only for 1 day, guys. So if you're up there, go ahead and get you some In-N-Out Burger. But you're going to have to stand in line. Because Filipinos, they love something new, man. I remember when that J. Cole or JCO Donuts opened up. When they opened up in Zamboanga, and this is in KCC Mall, the line was just ridiculous. There's no way I stood in it. I would have stayed in there. But, Filipinos are patient. They're used to those long lines like that. I'm pretty sure that In-N-Out Burger in Manila, 20 million people, you may not even get in. Moments with Mitchell, I'm grateful to your success. I'm going to build the book back, and I will make the same transition you made. Yeah, that would be a great thing to do, but make sure that you do what's best for the client. See, that's why Maryland can't believe it. The renewals that I'm receiving right now, I haven't written a policy in almost 4 years. Next month will be 4 years because I came here December 5th, 2018. The people are still on the book. Most of them, you got attrition, because you're dealing with older people. People die. Some people, change plans, but very few, because if you go ahead and do it right the first time, you don't have that to worry about. And I made sure I did that throughout my whole career. And that's why I sit here now, I'm at about, I've got a raise because every year the government pays the companies more. So they have to pay you more. Paul Bunyan said in Florida, folks keep moving to areas they know are Hurricane Alley. Not all Florida gets strong storms. Yeah, it's like the Philippines, Paul. It's a great point. I don't think I'd be wanting to move anywhere near Tacloban City, Samar, Bico, and some of them areas up in Luzon among Hurricane Alley, Typhoon Alley. But they do it. Beach of Life says vacate. I hear you. But only you as an individual can answer that question. Because, you say, well, how do I know I only need a vacation? Well, you'll get over here and you'll get homesick, or you'll start longing for the routine again, hanging with the guys on the corner, watching Jerry Springer every damn morning. You'll start yearning for that. Then that means, I just needed a vacation. You go on home. But don't sell everything first and come over here chasing a woman if you're not for sure that you need to vacate. Because we make a big mistake, man. We chase these women. We're obsessed. The world is obsessed with Filipinos, man. It's just a fact. To the expense of everything else, man. We lose our minds. We lose our money, our life savings. Sometimes we even lose our life coming over here, chasing these women. They're not going anywhere. Yo-Yo said, women is the least of my problems. With Buggy, when I get there, a player, always a player. Monroe did a great thing, man. I have to tell you, but maybe he's been here before though, so he knew what to do. It would be something that I would suggest somebody do, and that would be see as much of this place as you possibly can. He saw the mountains, he saw the beach, he saw the province, he saw the city, he saw it all, man. He got a mix of everything. Was a woman with him? Yeah, he had women, but just looking at his plan, it wasn't focused on a woman. It was focused on seeing the Philippines because the Philippines is much more than a woman. If you come over here 8,000 miles just for a woman and you don't do nothing else, man, you're a fool, man. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Oh, okay, Kevin. He said, I grew up in Louisville. What part of Louisville? I'm from the West End, the best end. They say don't call it the West End anymore. Call it West Louisville. Now, I grew up in the West End. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Some guys are like that watching this channel. They don't know what it's like to stop and smell the roses because you're going to stop when you come over here. But they don't know how to stop. So they may only need a 2 or 3, 4 week vacation and get back on the grind. Some of us need to vacate though. We've done all we can there. We've hit the ceiling over there. I did. And we're looking for a new adventure. We're trying to recreate our life. So we vacate. Doesn't mean you can't go back. But there's no worse mistake than to vacate when all you need is a vacation. Yeah, the food, people say they don't like the food. Well, how do you know? You don't try it. Hey, 53 Shades Dark said, what's up, Cal? I'm here in Moncton, Newtown. Bought a condo here. Wow, it's awesome. Been trying to reach you, brother. What is your real name? Send me an email. Why don't you drop into the meet and greet Saturday, man? It's going to be off the chain. I'm telling you now, guys. The first one back in May was nice. This is going to be better because there's more people here in the Philippines now, more of my subscribers and viewers. And I made it a point to invite more single women. So, yeah, we're going to have the beer, the food. Why at last, the food. We're going to buy the lechon. I'm going to buy a few bottles of wine, a few bottles of liquor. You can bring your own, but you can't bring your beer. We have to buy the beer from the venue, Meg's Resort, or they'll charge you a corkage. But, yeah, liquor, yeah, I'll buy a few. Hey, Malik Quelly, thanks for that super chat. He says, my mother passed away February. Pops passed in 2015. No wife, no kids. I just want a new life for myself now. I have no more family left. See, that would be to vacate then. And just, see what's out here. You don't know until you know. But I wouldn't get stuck on those dating sites. You can come over here the first day you get here and get on the dating site. You see what Dan said, but he wasn't the first one that said, I've got hundreds of nice-looking women wanting to meet me on Tinder. I've had 2 other guys say that. But we're so focused on a woman, that's the least of your worry. I remember when I was little, man, I passed this information on to my kids. My mother said, a woman is the least that you have to worry about. If you're a decent human being, you're going to have a woman. Get your life together. And that's what I say to guys over here. I told my daughters that. I said, a man is the least of your worries. Just take care of yourself. You're going to have a man. You're going to attract men. Don't make it your focus because you're going to lose out. You're going to miss out on everything else, man. We get tunnel vision over here, man. These women, I don't know what they do to us over here, but a lot of times it's not good. I mean, I saw him living abroad. He had Now imagine this. Right after I do my video on the guy sending 20 million over here, he does a video on the guy. He spent 80,000 to the Philippines and she left him. And I'm like, why are we doing this, guys? What's going on with our minds? I don't get it, man. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. He says, hey, Calvin, I'm 21 and listening to you like the father I never had. You always help me stay calm and giving the best life advice. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I just give you my boots on the ground experience, my life experience. You're going to see something different when you get over here. But you won't ever say I lied. That's a fact. Papa Kiko, yeah, he's in Bacala. I know you're going to go to that mascara festival. You may avoid those big crowds and stuff. How's the traffic right now there? He says, I'm on this permanent vacation at Calvin. I'm actually able to save some of the retirement. Of course, I have responsibilities here in Bacala, but nothing like California. I'm home, Sir Calvin. Yeah. You know, when those guys send those kind of money over there, I feel bad for them because that's your retirement money. If you 59 like me and you had $200,000, that would last you for the rest of your life over here. And you're getting Social Security. So why piss it away on some woman that you really don't know? She doesn't deserve that kind of money. She hasn't earned it. You're not married. You don't have kids together. Man, we need to, that's why I talk about this stuff over and over and over and started this community. Because somebody has to tell you. Somebody has to shake you awake, man. We're sleeping, guys. We're sleeping. Howard Robinson, there's a lot of rooms stay in the Philippines. Just ask the local people. Yeah, if you want to go that route, they got a lot of what they call bed spacers over here. But a lot of times they only want women. And I asked Marilyn, and she couldn't give me an answer. I'm like, well, why do they only want women? I don't get it. Edward Castillo says $1 $4,500 cop. Where are you located? Moments with Mitch said, what is the S? It's the SIRV. It's this new special investors resident visa that the Philippines has launched. And a foreigner, all he has to do is invest $75,000 into business or securities, and he's given a permanent resident immediately forever for him, his spouse, and his children. It's blowing away all the rest of them. Look at that 10-year visa that Thailand has rolled out. It's too expensive. I mean, they're trying to attract high rollers, man. Nobody's got that kind of money that they're talking about. You have to invest what's equivalent to 500,000 US dollars. You have to have assets of over $1 million US dollars. And then you have to be earning $80,000 per year. Who fits into that category on my channel? Not a lot of guys do. But the 75,000, a lot of you guys got that and can invest it in a business or securities instead of investing in the Filipino, which is what we do. It's a bad investment, guys, right off the top. In the long run, investments are for people who can be here for the long run, who can be in it for the long run. That's why a lot of people, me included, could never save my investments. The minute it hit a certain amount, man, I remember I was working at a company, Color Corp. It was a division of PPG, the paint company. We made paint. And man, the stock split twice while I was there. Had I, and this was like, let's see, 1995, I believe. Almost 30 years ago. Imagine if I'd have kept that stock. By the way, that company's still in existence. The stock going up. I'd be rich right now, but I couldn't do it. If you're going to invest in the Filipino, make sure you're married to it. You got kids. You got some type of long-term investment, man. Come on. And then come over here and do like Monroe did and like a lot of guys do. They went on tour, basically. He got his money's worth in the Philippines because a woman's going to be there. The woman I had when I came to the Philippines, she came to me. She wanted to be with me because she knew that when she was with me, wherever I went, she went. Whatever I ate, she ate. And then it's like, which we didn't hit it off, but had we hit it off, we were together for 12 days. That's when you find out. I didn't invest in it and then read the, what you call it when you make an investment and then they give you the paper. You're supposed to read all that first before you invest your money. But we do the opposite over here. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put somebody on a pedestal, put yourself on a pedestal. Self-preservation, 8,000 miles away. You got to look after yourself first, because the cold reality is this. If something happens to you over here, they're not going to help you. It's not because they don't want to, but they can't help you. This guy, he spent $200,000 on land and a house that's halfway built. And I'm not picking on him, but I have to tell his story. He wanted me to tell it. I'll never tell his name. And now that the money's gone, the woman's saying, oh, his Social Security's not enough. Man, that's a slap in the face right there. And then she don't want to sell any of the land to finish the house or to put some money in the bank so they can have a safety net. She says, who's going to take care of me and my kids when you die? And it's like, we're not even married, man. It's cold-blooded, man. And she don't even mean to be cold. That's just the reality of it, guys. RV says the big thing now in Manila is Randy's Donut in Uptown BGC near In-N-Out Burger. Oh, okay. Go to BGC, which was my first time in 13 years of being in the Philippines. And thank you, Mark Rowland, for taking me there. I done never went. He said, you want to go see BGC? I'm like, yeah, let me see what this is. It's a nice place, man. It's like you leave the Philippines and you go into BGC. That's what it's like. Marilyn was with me, though, so you can have the woman and take her with you. Butcher said, hey, Cal, sorry about the guest house no more. To be honest with you, man, it's only going to be open to certain people that I actually know and I can trust. This is what this guy, he really taught me a lesson. He was just an ungrateful American, man. And I'm not picking on Americans, but that's what he turned out to be. Yusuf says, I definitely want to vacate the province I live in. I want to sell everything anyway. If I don't like the Philippines, I'll come back and live in a different province anyway. Yeah, see, you'll never know until you try. And, there's no shame in failing. The shame is not trying, man. That's what gets most of us. We don't ever try. And see, some of the guys that's watching here right now, you're obsessed with the woman, you're obsessed with sex. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be very disappointed when you get over here if that's how you come over here for a woman. Because eventually, man, the dust is going to settle. Yeah, the dust is going to settle. I don't care how good the tune-up is. It's going to settle. And if that's all you came over here with, you're going to be very disappointed. I mean, if that's all you came over here for. Yeah, it's much more than a woman. I mean, if you can just go up to Boracay, like you younger guys, if you still like to hang out, man, Boracay, man, is nice, man. Here. Kevin Hill said 41st in Algonquin. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, hell, I used to work, almost in Rubber Town. I worked in 2 companies in Rubber Town, DuPont Chemicals and Borden Chemicals. Open Bob says, I love the stress-free lifestyle of the Philippines. People are amazing and more social than in the West. Yeah, it is. And sometimes, you need a good vacation. Sometimes you don't need to pack it all up and come over here for the long haul. But only you will be able to answer that. Evan Rose said, "Where's the meet and greet, brother?" Right here in St. Carlos City at the Meg's Resort. It's a nice place. You go swimming. If you go swimming, you have to pay for that yourself. I think it's 100 pesos. That's nothing. I mean, and I wouldn't go swimming after I've been drinking. I don't drink, but if you drink and you get a little tipsy, don't get in that water, because I was doing some research on that before. A lot of people drown here in the Philippines, and the number one thing that they have in common is a lot of them are inebriated. They're drunk. And, when we get drunk, we think we can do everything better, including swimming. Hey, Moon River. Good morning. Captain Billy Jackson. Calvin always in the BG, still taking notes over 2 years now. Question, what happened to Sal, my brother Chicago, and Harvey too? I've not seen him here in a long time. He's busy, man. Sal's like a businessman, and, he may be on here. He's probably just not. See, he never really did comment a lot anyway. But he's busy, man. He's got a job. He's got a business. He has to get up early. He was supposed to have been coming here in September. I guess something came up. Yeah, Sal. He's a good guy. He said, I wish I could make the meet and greet. I won't be back there till November. We'll have another one. I guess about every 4 months or something. Hey, thanks, Howard Robinson, for the super chat. He says, I don't understand why some of you guys, some of the guys don't learn from you. Your boots on the ground. You're in the Philippines. Scratch my head. Well, we're grown men and we make our own decisions. But it's an easy one when it comes to sending money. It's real easy, guys. Don't send it like that. I mean, if you want to help somebody out, yeah, but it doesn't take 200,000, doesn't take 400,000, doesn't take 11 million pesos to help a woman out over here. It doesn't take 1 million pesos. It doesn't take anywhere near that. You're actually ruining the woman, because now she's like, what am I going to do now? All the money's gone. I'm used to this certain level of living. Now I got to go back to earning, 400 pesos a day or whatever it is. You got to slow roll that. And then you got to see, is this really the one? Because that's what gets us in trouble. It's what this guy said. I thought she was the one. How many people have said that to me? Well, at least get to the point where you can know she's the one. Be around her a lot. And let her earn it. I mean, what baffles me is y'all have no connection with these women. You're not married to them. You don't have children, man. I'm like, what's the point, man? I know that a lot of it has to do with sympathy. We feel sorry for them, but they don't want you to feel sorry for them. We want to save women who don't need saving. They're doing quite good before you came along. I mean, the best they could, but they don't need you to save them. And what we end up doing is corrupting the women. I remember before John died, there was a woman that I interviewed. I took her video down. And I got mad at John, because he said that somebody had asked him, someone was willing to buy the girl a motorcycle. And then they asked John, what would be a good amount? John said 800,000 pesos. I'm like, John, that's way too much for a damn motorcycle for that girl who lives in the province, by the way, the real province. I said, whatever happened to the little 60,000 peso Honda Click that she really should buy? John is thinking about a real motorcycle. I'm like, this woman don't need no real motorcycle over her giant. Crazy. Herb Williams, what's up, Herb? He said, Herb from Atlanta. I just left the Philippines. I was there for 2 weeks and enjoyed traveling from Manila, Angeles, and Bohol. I would advise anyone who visits here to see the country as much as you can. Because when you focus on the woman, because the Philippines is much more than a woman, she's gonna, attach herself to you. And your budget's gonna go up. And the places you see are gonna go down because you're probably not gonna bring that much money over here where you can fully support 2 people on a tour. So you may end up in Bohol for 1 week, Moncton for 1 week, Boracay for 1 week. Mitch says, I put a profile up for a while. The first day I had 400 responses. You're going to get that. And most of those responses are fishers of men because Filipinos are great fishers of men. They stay on there, those ones who are looking for us, they're going to find you. Whether or not you respond to the scammers or not, because the scammers wait for your green light to come on and then they attack. They go on, they send you the message, they send you the notification. But you have to turn that around and be like, okay, every time I get online, I see these same women with the green light on. You don't want to fool with them. Anybody that's on there when you are. The best ones is the ones where, okay, they're not online, you contact them and they contact you back. Because if somebody's online, it's more men online than the women. They're talking to somebody because they don't care what you look like. They just want a real body online. So, that's an easy way to avoid, just the wrong woman, getting unlucky. He says, yeah, I'm done with this place. I just want a new life. But see, only you would know that. And if that's what you say, then do it. But there's nothing worse than a guy who really only needs a vacation to sell everything and come over here. Then after about a month or two, he's shot and ready to go back home. Realizing I just needed a vacation. I was frustrated. I've been in this routine, this rut. I'm sexually frustrated. I need some friendship, companionship. I'm lonely over here. Ram Omega 1 says, Cal, is it true that Filipinos don't use toilet paper there and use their hands to scoop that brown? Is it true that they put that in the foreigners' food? No. I don't know about, I know we use toilet paper in here, but a lot of times they use if they have a bidet, or they use that, they use soap and water or that bucket. But they know how to do it. In our mind, see, that's Western thinking. We're thinking, well, how do they do that? How do they get that out of there? But no, they don't put that in food. Come on, man. Are you a troll for asking that? Everybody's going to put that. Filipinos aren't from outer space, guys. They're just like us. It's the same way with, you see all these new vloggers popping up, right? It's the same way it is in America. Remember when janitorial services, that you seen somebody with janitorial service, and next thing you know, 10 more popped up, or a lawn care service. How many people in your neighborhood has a lawn care service? Well, it's the same thing over here. They do the same thing. They see you doing it and say, I can do that. But then after a while, they realize it's not as easy as it looks. But they're not from outer space, man. They do the same things that we do. Timothy Bright, thanks for the super chat. He said, Cal, the guest house, what did you decide to do? Well, I just decided to close it really to everyone because I really don't, there's no way for me to vet you, and there's no way for me to, even if I did vet you, that wouldn't control your behavior. I had a guest here, man. He was just real ornery to me, man. He was just real, distant and weird acting. And I can't have that around my family. He was just ungrateful. I'm saying, hey man, you can't even sign my wall. I mean, you stayed in my house for 2 days. You're on my property. We fed you. We treated you like family. I just thought that was weird, man. I thought, it was just ungrateful. Hey, Will Rose, welcome to the chat. He says unfiltered perspective, aka Mr. Social Distancing. I got off on dating sites. The dating sites, there's a way that you can work those dating sites. They're not bad, really. But if you don't know what you're doing, if you just jump on there and the first one pretty face you see, which a lot of times, they're catfishing us a lot of times. And a lot of times these women are, you just don't know the right one. But there's ways that you can navigate these dating sites, man. It really is. But it all has to do with patience. And that's something that we don't have. We don't have patience when it comes to these women. We see these young, cute women, as cute as a button. A lot of them have these perfect shapes. A lot of us, we've been lonely, or we're with Big Shirley, and we don't have those kind of options. And we just fall head over heels for them. We become obsessed with them. And we end up doing stupid stuff that we would never do ordinarily. Papa Kiko said the mascara celebrations are underway, Calvin. Traffic problems in the evening mostly. Lots of activities organized by the mayor and staff. I plan to get wasted on the weekend of 22nd. Yeah, I'm coming there. We're going to get a hotel Airbnb on Friday, the 21st, and stay in for Sunday for the big celebration and then leave on Monday. Well, under normal circumstances, you can't. You're a permanent resident. You're not a citizen. It's a big difference. What you could do is, if you knew a Filipino man or woman that you trust, and this is something for a lawyer, you want to ask a lawyer. But anyway, and you put the land in their name and just have them lease the land back to you for 25 years. And then I think it's up to 50 years. They can't sell it. And, after 50 years, you're going to be dead anyway. But I would do something like that. Maybe, I would talk to a lawyer and see what my options are. But under normal circumstances, no, you can't own land. But if you're going to do something like that, it's got to be somebody you can trust. And that, trust is built up over time. It's not something that you can do through the internet. It's not something that you can do right away. It's going to take time, and we don't have patience. Filipino has patience, and that's why they come out on top most of the time when they're dealing with us, because they got that patience that we don't have. I mean, what would make you send all that money over here in that little bitty short of time if you're not in a hurry, which nobody's in a hurry over here. Let me remind you, nobody's in a hurry over here. They never are. And if they start speeding you up, that's time for you to stop and say, hey, what's going on? Nothing moves fast over here. Why are you speeding me up? And don't send any money over here unless you're here. You transfer it to yourself. You manage the money. You give it to her to spend it. That way you know how much is going out, what it costs, and all of that. You don't send money 8,000 miles away to a woman who's never had 10,000 pesos in her hand at one time. That's what Marilyn said when we was talking about, is 1 million pesos a lot of money? Marilyn said, absolutely it is. She said 100,000 is. She said, to be honest with you, 10,000 at one time is a lot of money over here. But we don't listen to that. We're sending just unbelievable amounts of money over here. John wasn't cheap. John was smart. He knew what to do. He said, I'm going to give her 12,000 pesos every month. You do with that whatever you want to do with it. And he kept her honest. It was more money than she was earning. Hell, she was earning what, $80 a week as a maid or whatever it was when they were together. So it was no, not $80 a week, $80 per month she was earning as a housekeeper wherever she was in Cebu or wherever it was. So he said, I'm gonna give you 12,000 pesos a month. And he did. He didn't go overboard. And that's the way you should do it. Now, later on, after they had been together for 2 years, he bought her a car. And he probably, had John not died, he probably would eventually built her a house. But after she had earned it, he knew he could trust her. But we doing it right off the damn bat, man. And I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. It makes me physically sick to think that you give somebody. When I'm over here, I live over here. And I see what that kind of money does to people. I see that they don't need that kind of money to better their lives. They can't handle it. Hey, Bruce. He says, hi, everyone. I hope to meet everyone and meet and greet. I'm on a solo motorcycle trip, still in Luzon, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, come on through, Bruce. We looking forward to meeting you. Yeah, see, it might be good for you. Yeah, there's a 20,000 visa, but you're not investing in a business though. And remember, you're investing in a business. So if you open up a business, that means there's a potential for profit. Okay, that's why it's called a special investors visa. You're talking about the classic visa. This is the one that Darren Cooper's on, where you spend 20,000 and you leave it there. It's like a bond. And you leave it there, and among other things that you have to do, and then you get a permanent residence. Yeah, see, Mona says when I met Jackie, she had never had more than $60 at one time. Yeah, and that's what you're going to run into, Mitch. So imagine if somebody sends, believe it or not, when I built this house, man, I didn't put not one peso in Merlin's hands. I dealt with that man. Why would I want to even tempt her like that and say, oh, Merlin, here, you take this money and take it over to him. And she sees 300,000 pesos, like, it's like a fortune, man. Why would you want to do that? Not right off the bat anyway. I mean, and that's why his house is not finished. Now, had he been over here and sending the money while he was here, that house would be finished. But all I'm saying is, while we're spending too much money too soon, we don't even know the country. Certainly don't know the people. We don't know the woman we're with. Why would we spend? It took us a lifetime to accumulate the money, and we spend it in 2 or 3 years. Come on, man. We're better than that. Thank you, Hybrid 711 199. But that's what happens when you become obsessed with the woman at the expense of everything else, including you, including your life savings, including your vacation and everything else. You're going to be sadly disappointed, man, if that's all you come over here for. Is a woman. There's so much more to this place than that. Hey, TJ, what's going on? Thanks for that super chat. He said, looking into the IRV personally, it takes 75,000 investments to get an investor in the PH. Even if you're a baller, you shouldn't be sending anyone 5+ figures till you get that locked down. That's right. But you would think, because people say, well, Calvin, the stuff you talk about is common sense, but evidently it's not. We know it is. But for some reason, I don't know why, but there's more of a propensity for us to waste our life savings over in the Philippines than anywhere else in the world. I'm willing to bet that, because there's so many stories over and over and over and over where you hear people doing it when you certainly don't have to. Hey, BT and Betty's Philippines Adventures. It's another channel, guys. Maybe y'all should check it out. What are y'all talking about on your channel? Do y'all give us the nitty gritty, or you just sugarcoating everything? Hybrid 711 said, good morning, evening, everyone. I look forward to having a front seat in your classroom every week. Oh, man, thank you, brother. Dana Jones says, as a foreigner, I'd buy a condo before I buy a house. And, and that's your preference. Everybody's got a preference. But that's a good idea. It's just that the reason I don't like a condo, especially now here in the Philippines, man, you get so little for your money, man. I mean, really. Do you see these condominiums, man, how small they are? 20 square meters, man, and they're wanting 4, 5, 6, 8 million pesos for them. I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm sorry. I can't see myself doing that. I mean, I don't get it. Yeah, you own it, but man, I don't get that. I can't. Somebody needs to educate me on that. He says, I like rent and a lot of travel. And, some people don't want a condo. They don't want a house. They want to rent. That way, if I need to make an escape or leave, there's no strings attached. Well, that's the same thing when you come buying these nice cars. Now, Darren Cooper, he's a money guy. He knows what he's doing. He's getting ready to buy, he already did buy a Ford Everest. He told me it was $2.5 million. I'm like, wow, that costs twice as much as my house. But, if you got it like that, he's married, he's situated over here. And it's your money, but he's spending it on himself. He's not giving it to some woman. Now, if he dies, will his wife get it? Probably. But the point is, he's spending it on himself. We're just basically giving our money away, man, and I don't get it, man. You need to come around here with your boots on the ground, man, your big black boots, by the way, and explore the Philippines and see what it has to offer. You're going to get a better deal for your money. I guarantee you're going to see a better deal than that. Look, this special investors retirement visa just pops up. Yeah, you could have took part of that money and did that. RLVRV says the Philippines is fighting at 58.64. Maybe the OFW remittances are coming in. Got to have confirmation from my BSP. I'm pretty sure they are. And, the Philippines is second only to Mexico as far as remittance, sending remittance back at home. It says a lot about them. Hell, when I told y'all when my son was born in 2012. Sorry, March 10th, 2012. His bill was 300-something thousand. I only had, whatever it was, I was 50,000 short. Filipino gave me 50,000, but I was broke. So I'm calling home. I'm trying to get, here I am. I'm a high earning guy at home. That year I earned like $111,000 or something like that. I couldn't get $1 from anybody. I'm like, what's going on with y'all, man? We so selfish over there. Whereas the Filipinos, they're sending back billions of dollars every year to their families. Man, I couldn't even get a plane ticket home. I had to go to the embassy, man. That's a long process, guys. I was lucky. I'm not lucky. I was fortunate that I was living with, her family let me stay with them. A lot of guys aren't that fortunate, but it says a lot about Filipinos that send that kind of money back home because we won't do it, man. But we'll certainly send money over here to them. But then your mother calls you up, hey, can you buy me a 6-pack and a pack of cigarettes? You tell her you don't got it. Okay, John, he says, and this makes a lot of sense, see? And this is what I'm trying to tell people. I used to argue with my nephew over there. He's like, America's the best country in the world. That's why everybody wants to get here. I said, yeah, but they don't want to become Americans. They want the money. They want the opportunities. Then they'll go back home. And here's John says, Hey, I immigrated to America to live better, but it's time to retire back home. I lived in a longer pole. Have you been there lately? I haven't. But of course, it's built up there. There's a lot of there's Pampanga in Olongapo. Are they the same places? I don't know a lot about that up there. Hey, Coach East, thanks for that super sticker. He was fortunate. He was in Orlando, but I think he didn't get hit by the or affected by the hurricane, right? But John's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. People come to America for the money, and but they don't want to become American. Let's see who's this. Hey, Gisa K Channel says listening and watching your videos makes me even more excited to go home to the Philippines soon. Yeah. So are you? I guess You're according to this picture. You're Filipino. But where do you live now? Are you in the West somewhere? Are you OFW? But thank you, by the way. If you want to come on sometime and plug your channel, you can. John Gomez had asked me to have, there's a new couple on, I forgot what he said, but he wanted to, let me see. He was asking me, could I help him? But, I can push you out there, but it's your content that's going to keep people around. I can say, let me see. Oh, here it is. He said the Macon family vlog is starting out. Apparently, they are getting married tomorrow or today. It would be a good look to have that couple on your live today. I couldn't get in contact with him. Oh, okay. He said Subic Bay is next to Olongapo, and he said he lives in Santa Ana in the Pampanga province. Now, is that, okay, Santa Ana, is that Laguna? Billy says for a single man, for the best to retire in the Philippines can be miserable in the West for 50-year-old. I don't understand. Oh, it's going to be best for you to retire here than live there. Well, how do you know? Come over here and go on vacation, and it might just, put out the fire that's burning inside of you. Yeah, he said, hell, everyone likes a plug. Yeah. And it's good to give people plugs in this YouTube community. I got them when I started out. That's why I don't have a problem doing it. But it doesn't do you any good if I send, all these people watching, I send them to your channel and you got 5 or 6 videos. Or you're not talking about anything. See, when you speak from the heart like I do and I share my real life experiences, I connect with people. That's the only way you're going to connect with people. That's why I started my channel, because those guys with all that old fluffy stuff, all that sugar-coated stuff, it went over my head, man. I couldn't relate to it. I'm like, that's not my experience over here in the Philippines. I don't know where they are. They're not in the Philippines. Okay, they just have 6 videos. See, that's what I'm saying. They need to make more videos if they want to. I don't think I would be doing them an injustice right now. It's too early. Gisa K Town said, "Hey Calvin, I've been living in Canada for over 2 years now, but only living here temporarily. I'll be coming home within a year. Hope to collab with you one of these days." Oh, absolutely. Come on. I'd be happy to hear your experiences living abroad and get somebody else's take. I like to hear other people's points of view. Harvey Garner says it's a cinema hard to get. It's not. What did Sharon Lapu Lapu said? What, it's 200 pesos or something, but it could save you a fortune and all of that. Could have surely had a headache, like it could have saved Monroe a headache. Okay, he's got 200. Y'all check him out then. He's got 200 videos. Okay, he says they have way more than 6 videos. I didn't know. I've never really checked them out. It's so many popping up, man. And I'm kind of glad, though, because you get more points of view. But the only way people are going to watch you is if you really give them your real life experience, man. You know, it's too many travel channels on YouTube. I can't do a travel channel because I don't have the equipment. So I said I'll just give them my boots on the ground experience because most of the guys who come over here, we have a lot in common financially. You know, we've probably been divorced before. You know, you probably had some bumps in life, some lumps on your damn head. So I tell you what life's going to be like for you over here when to the Philippines. It's quite easy to assimilate over here. It's quite easy to relocate here. And that's, you know, really the crux of my videos, to show you that you can do it if that's what you want to do. It's one of the easiest places, especially for an American, to move to when you add everything up. The woman really is just like the icing on the cake or something. The Philippines is the cake, man. I want to remind you that. The weather and all of that, man, is the cake. The cost of living, I mean, the beaches. You heard Dan, he said, I went to all the touristy spots in Thailand. And he said, when I went to their best beaches, I was disappointed, having been to the Philippines and saw their best beaches. Billy said, what's a reasonable time to stay in the fields before making a decision? If it's a place to live, 6 months, that's a long time. I would say all you really need, I would say 4 to 6 weeks if you're going to do an exploration trip. Because this is a place that's spread out. I would say check out Luzon, some place in Luzon, 1 or 2 places, 1 or 2 places in the Visayas region, which is spread out, and 1 or 2 places in Mindanao to really give yourself an idea. Because Monroe, he went to the mountains, to the beaches, to the city, and the province. He basically had a taste of it all. But yeah, I would say 4 to 6 weeks. But I always say just stay as long as you can. Bring as much money as you can. Because the guy asked me today, how much money do you think he needs for a 2 to 3 week trip? And I was like, well, that's the only question I really can't answer, you know, with honesty. So I say, just to be safe, bring $1,000 per week that you're going to be here. You're probably not going to spend that. Now, does that include your lodging? If that includes your lodging, I say absolutely bring $1,000 per week. But if you already got your lodging separate, if that's something you've already put on your credit card or you did online, now you may not need $1,000 a week, but I would say do it because it's a lot to see over here. You're going to be tempted to do a lot more once you get here, because you're going to get with the woman first, which is what you probably shouldn't do a lot of times, man. It just depends on who you are. Some of us need that assurance. We need that. She's like a boost to our confidence. It gives us confidence. We're 8,000 miles from home. You know, we just feel more comfortable having someone around. But there's other guys who don't need that. We say, let me go on and get my Airbnb, my hotel. Let me get everything situated. And then let me get my itinerary together, because she's going to interfere with your itinerary if you get the woman first. But if you go ahead and have your itinerary set up like Monroe did, then it doesn't matter who you with. Okay, this is my itinerary. See, and this is what can save you a lot of times when you come over here and the woman you've been chatting with, you know, she's not the woman that's standing in front of you. You got your itinerary. You say, okay, well, you know, I'm going to Boracay. I got my tickets and everything. I got to go to Boracay tomorrow. You know, I see you on the way back or whatever. But you have no itinerary, you have nowhere to go. Now you got to start lying. You got to start being dishonest. You're going to get yourself, you're going to dig a hole for yourself over here. And, that's not good, man. Nobody deserves that because, the guy says, hey, he messaged me, says, hey, I'm with the Philippine. I'm not happy, but she is. What can I do? I don't know, man. I just told him, be honest with her. Just tell her that, it's not working out. But if he would have had an itinerary, he wouldn't have to do all of that. He could told the lady, look, when I get over there, okay, we're going to meet, but then on this day, I'm going to Boracay, then I'm going to Baguio City, then I'm going here, I'm going there. Hey, Stylish over 60, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, I met my Filipino lady on a dating site. Her green light was not turned on. She contacted me 2 weeks later and explained that she is not always online. Along this relationship grew from that point and still growing. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're more likely to meet a real woman like that. See, when the light's not on, when she contacts you, he said 2 weeks later. Yeah, because a lot of the women that are on there, they'll make, Maryland included, they'll make a profile. But then they don't have time to get on there because they're at work. If a woman's always on there, she's not at work. That's not a good sign, man. If she's at school, if she's at work, if she's busy, she's not going to be on there. But then she'll come on there and say, okay, Stylish over 60 contacted me. Oh, I like this guy. His profile picture looks good. His profile is right. I'm going to send him something. And that's how it goes. But when you get on there and you immediately start talking to these women that's already online, that's trouble, man. It's not going to work out a lot of times. Yeah, everybody, like I said before, a broke clock is right twice a day. But shoot, before your odds of meeting the wrong one increase when they're just on there fishing. It's a hit and miss. They're trying to, you may be the catch because everybody else then turned them down. Yeah, you got to be careful. If you just show a little patience, you're gonna come out. Because Marilyn wasn't online when I met her. She ended up contacting me. And did I know it was going to work out? Absolutely not. I wasn't looking for a woman. I was married. It was only after my wife left and went back to America that things started heating up because I heated them up. I put the fire underneath it. I started coming around her more. And eventually, if you got anything in common, if you can get along, it's going to heat up pretty fast. John Keith says, hi, Jessica K channel. I just subscribed to your awesome channel. Oh, wow. She got an awesome channel, or are you just being awesome? Oh, okay. He says, I've not seen you stop. I drank a little bit earlier. Now, I think Tinder is a different story altogether, guys. I've never been on Tinder. So, now he said, what's the best way to vet a woman? Private eye law. You come over here and you go around her family and friends. It may take more than one time. That's the best way, and the only sure way you're going to vet the woman. Because they're going to tell on her. They're going to tell on her. There may be a jealous sister, maybe a jealous cousin. They don't even be jealous. They just, Filipinos, they're sociable people. It's like they don't meet strangers. They'll start asking you personal questions and giving you personal information about them, and you don't even know them, or you just met them. Yeah, face to face. Now, TJ knows about Tinder. You met your girlfriend on Tinder, right? Now, tell us, It's different with Tinder. I guess you want, do you want the woman to be online when you swipe right or whatever it is? Or do you come back and see who has, swiped right on you? Is that how that works on Tinder? I don't know. I'm from the old. See, y'all guys don't believe me. Up until I came to the Philippines in 2009, I was 45 years old. I had never been on an online dating site. And you see those commercials for eHarmony and all that, right, on TV. But I never paid any attention. It never even occurred to me to go online to meet anybody. It was only when I came to the Philippines, I was in a chat room and the guy said, yeah, you may want to get on a dating site. And he said, cebuhonest.com, just to see what you see since you leave it in a couple of days. And I did that. And I ended up meeting a couple of women. I knew nothing about dating sites. I was late to this thing. Yeah. BT and Betty's Philippine Adventures. Everybody knows everybody digging holes that don't cover back up causes a divot. And there's enough divots here already. Then somebody has to buy dirt, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. You got to keep online. And you don't want to look over your shoulders over here. That's not why you come to the Philippines. So sometimes, see, we're afraid to say no over here when that's the default word over here. They're used to hearing no. It's yes that they have a problem with when they lose their mind, when you keep saying yes and buying this and buying that and sending this, sending that. All you got to do is say, no. I'm not interested in taking this any further. I apologize if I led you on or whatever, and be done with it. Let them down easy. But when you lying and all that stuff, that's when it's going to cause you problems. John Q said, I lived in the Philippines for 10 years, been away and can't wait to get back there. The West is awful for me. Well, you got caught in the pandemic? Yeah. He lived here for 10 years. Wow. It's a long time. The Philippines grows on you, though. It never gets old to me. I've been coming here for 13 years. And it just never gets old. It just has this permanent vacation feel to me. It's because it's a tropical island. It's the tropics. It's just something I've always dreamed about living. Now, here's the Filipino lipstick. She said, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Now, I think she does a lot of interviews, guys, with women. From what I've seen, you've come across my feed, but if Merlin catches me watching one of those videos, she's going to go upside my head. So I can't click on your videos, but, this is what I was telling a young lady yesterday in the store. She's she wants to be a vlogger. And, she was asking me for some pointers. And I said, well, you can do things and talk about things that obviously I can't, that people are interested in. I said, why don't you show them where you live in your boarding house and what you eat and say, okay, here's what a lot of the girls that you guys are chatting with online, this is how they live. This is what they eat. This is what they do on a day-to-day basis. Kind of let us know, let us in on the inside. You don't have to keep talking about the same thing everybody else is talking about. You have the inside track. That could be beneficial for your channel, but a lot of times Filipinos are too bashful, they're too shy to really talk about the things foreigners want to talk about. So it kind of hinders them. The easy way is to interview some young, beautiful women, which is what Filipino lipstick does. And I'm pretty sure her channel is going to grow if she keeps doing that, because that's something that men want to see. Now, if I did that, which is the reason why I don't do it, Filipino lipstick, is because my stalkers, they would say I'm human trafficking. That's what they say. They would say, I've been accused, whenever I interview a Filipino, they say, oh, he's running an illegal dating site. They'll tell the people here. Yeah, see, so you can get away with it. You can get away with a lot of stuff I can't get away with. Okay, Sam McCall said 53 Shades Darker will be for Compton, will be in the house. Yeah. Now, he's coming to the meet and greet. He came to the first one, and y'all stayed at Meg's Resort, right? So was that a decent place to stay? Because if you're looking for accommodations, if you come in and you don't have your accommodations already, there's Meg's Resort. This is out here in St. Carlos City, and nowhere is 5 minutes, 6 minutes away from where the meet and greet's going to be. Mawani Hotel, the Palau, Palau, YM Business Hotel, the Eco Inn, the FB Travelers Inn, the Dragon Inn, and Small Fry Beach Resort. Small Fry is about 10 minutes away. Doug's going to be there, so you can ask him, hey, you got an extra room? And his resort is right on the beach in Calatrava. He's got good American food. Yeah. She said, Jessa K says, and thank you, Calvin. I'm not awesome. I'm just me, a regular Panay. Well, he said you was awesome. He said in your awesome channel. Darren Coach, welcome to the chat. Well, he said, how did you find the easiest way to meet expat friends when you started going to the Philippines? Just whenever you see them, speak to them. Some of them not going to speak back, but the good ones will. Me and Marilyn, we were coming from Cebu. What day was that? Monday. We were in McDonald's, and after we were sitting there eating, I guess they had finished eating. Two Americans, they got up and came to the table and talking to us and stuff, asking, those are the guys. That's how you meet them. Those are good guys, and that's what I told Marilyn when they left. She said, well, how do you know? I said, because they came and introduced themselves and, chit-chatted for 3 or 4 minutes. But that's how you do it. But some of them, they won't speak back. They don't want to be bothered. And that's okay. You just keep going. Oh, okay. Here it is. Because a guy asked me, I think earlier, well, that I have any more information. Well, Lab Legend said, just to let your peeps know, Calvin, that I'm in Cebu. I flew in unvaccinated with no problems. Finally, with my Filipina after 23-month LDR, I'm loving every minute with her, more beautiful in person. Tell us a little bit about your situation. What did you tell the people in order to board the plane to come to the Philippines, being that the Philippine protocol is you have to be vaccinated, the official protocol. You go on the Bureau of Immigration, it'll say you can't get in here without being vaccinated. What did you tell the airline, or what did you show them to allow you to board it? Because when I came from Thailand just in June now, remember, I had to show all of that before I could get in the Philippines. And this is why, because the guy said, oh, you should have known that, Calvin. It's been going on since March. I was like, well, I just went through it in June, and they didn't, they wouldn't let me get on the plane unless that's the first thing they asked me for was my vaccine card. And then, whether or not I had the booster or not, if I had the booster, I didn't need the negative RT-PCR 48 hours prior. And, and I health pass, of course. So kind of educate us. Don't tell us that, you got in. What was the procedure, man? Because people really want to know. It's a lot of guys who are not going to just fly over here on my word or your word. TJ said, Cal, we need a whole damn panel to really get into the intricacies of app-based dating. must be worth saving for a Tuesday. But I would say, while availability is important, there's a number of factors. I mean, so what is it though? We're talking about, we know how the traditional dating site works, TJ. You see somebody there, you may hit the like button, whatever, the kiss button, you may send an email, but what is it on Tinder with this swipe right, swipe left? Because you said you said I could show you a whole bunch of stuff, but of course, you got a nice looking woman, beautiful, really, and so them other ones you can just throw away. But another friend of mine, he said, man, look at all of these responses I got. And then Dan said the same thing. He said, man, you wouldn't believe it. But me, I would believe it because I met two guys before. But see, TJ, we need you to tell us because we know you're tech savvy. Give us some tips on how to get a nice looking woman. Absolutely. Get you blind. He said, what Filipino lipstick does, you could not do, Calvin. Yeah, the enemies would have a field day. Absolutely. And that's what I'll tell any Filipino vlogger. Y'all get the benefit of the doubt. I mean, they can actually sit on there and say, we need donations or something like that. And they would get away with it. I couldn't do that, man. They would have a field day. But they can do a lot of things, but you got to be creative. See, people, they look at us and say, oh, I can do that. But then after a while, you wake up one day and you're like, well, what am I going to talk about today? You hit a blank. See, that's why I'm afraid to take a break because I may get that writer's block. Like a lot of these big time producers get. They go on a roll, man. They're on a roll for 4 or 5 years. Then they take a break and the music industry passes them by. They can't come up with another hit. People stop listening, man. It's the same thing on YouTube. So I'm on a roll. I'm going to keep going until I decide I've had enough. But it's not as easy as you think it is to come up with the content. If you're in the Philippines, it is. If you got your eyes and ears open, but people want to be lazy. All these new channels, they just want to sit at home. And you got to get out there, meet people, network, bring some new faces on here. They interviewing the same people and all of that. You can't do that. It's not going to work, man. You can try it. It'll work in the beginning, but it's not going to work in the long run. Sam Llewellyn, hey, thanks, man. Welcome back. I hadn't seen you in a while. Oh, okay. Well, Gisa, if you want to be on the panel Tuesday, we'll let you come on here and introduce yourself and tell us about your channel because we always looking for a Filipina point of view. Same with you, Filipino lipstick. I'm going to put my email up here. Send me an email or send me a message on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page, and I can send you the link if either of you would like to be on the panel on Tuesday. Introduce yourself. I'll give you a plug. But we're always interested in the woman's point of view. Okay. Okay, Lab Legend says Cebu has to be the only port of entry. Show your negative antigen test. Get confirmation from airlines that they fly unvaccinated to Cebu. Eva Air from Taiwan. Book accredited quarantine hotel for 6 days. There you got it, guys. Thank you, Lab Legend. I mean, this is beautiful right here. It doesn't get any clearer than this. I'll leave this up here for a little while because I can read this other stuff. TJ says there are several approaches. Some people mass swipe right and respond selectively. Some people are selective in their picks. Willingness to travel means a lot too. A range of 5 to 10 kilometers can work in the national uh, region. National, what is it? National capital region. Same in Cebu, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, there it is right here, guys. Any of you guys that's trying to come in here unvaccinated, take a screenshot of this. He lays it out for you right there. It doesn't get any clearer than that. Thank you. I really appreciate this information. Yeah, we're going to bring Dan back toward the end. You know, he's visiting his son right now. He doesn't get to come here that often anymore. John Gomez, so you keep changing your profile picture. You've got about 3 profile pictures. Yeah, yeah. He said, let's educate the uncles at the meet and greet. Yeah, I definitely, well, I don't need it now, but if I want to help somebody else, you know, the best thing you could probably do if you're going to be here for a while is to take your time and, you know, find you a nice woman to be with, but don't make that the focus. Get everything else situated first because it makes your time here a lot better, man, a lot smoother. Yeah. He said maybe you need an IRL panel. Yeah, see, it's right, but see, this is one of them where he gets it, but everybody else doesn't get it. It's just like the common sense argument. He says the Philippines is much more than just women, of course. Well, that's what, you know, that's what I'm saying, but nobody's listening to this, Lynn and Robert from the Philippines. He said, just think of nature. Yeah. But we spend all of our time and all of our focus on the woman or shopping for the woman. See, that's a mistake. We shopping, man. We go on these dating sites, Facebook and all that, but we're shopping. So when you shop, you're going to spend money. So it's guys that have come all the way to the Philippines without even a hotel accommodation. Man, it's crazy. But they've got the girl meeting them at the hotel. They've got the woman, you know, nailed down already. The world is obsessed with Filipinos right now and has been that way for some time now. But it's time that we get rid of that obsession because when you have an obsession, you don't have it. It has you. She got you now, you know, and you focus all your energy on her at the expense of everything else, including yourself, including your vacation, everything. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's the least of your worries over here. If I'm going to be here for a little while, 6 months to say, I'm certainly going to find me a place to stay. Do I want a motorcycle or not? You know, I'm going to kind of go around to a few little places to see, you know, the beaches. I mean, because it's just some unbelievable beaches here, man, that you have to see. Where the water's just coral blue and just crystal clear. We were in Panglao Bahal a few weeks ago. I forgot how much I love that place. We're in Alona Beach. Just the whole ambience of that, especially at night. Same with Boracay, same with Bantayan Island. We've done all that this year. We went to, it was last year, I think we went to Lacawan Island. But it's just some beautiful places here that you want to see. Food. We went to that Abaca restaurant. It's supposed to be a coffee shop. Man, this food is off the chain, man. Some of the best food I've had in the Philippines. Okay, I made the mistake of ordering chicken and waffles for me and Maryland. I should have just ordered one order and we split it. I mean, they bring this big waffle, the best waffle I've tasted in a long time. You have these 2 big boneless chicken breasts smothered with gravy. Then they put you a big cup of maple syrup on the side. You can't eat it all, man. You know, but it's so much to see here, man. So much to do here. But if you get stuck with that woman, man, I'm telling you, the dust is gonna settle, and you're gonna be. Okay, yeah. Just send me an email, say hello, and then what I'll do, Jisa, is Tuesday morning, which will probably be Monday evening or Monday night your time. I'll send you the link and tell you the particulars, what time to uh, click on the link and everything like that. But we like to hear from you just to get a Filipino's perspective. I like to have one on every week. I had an all Filipino panel one time, but it was disappointing because they were all westernized basically. They had already been with Western men, so they were just too hesitant um, in their answers. Now I can't say Seth's travel vlogs was given the nitty gritty, but nobody's listening to her. They just looking at her instead. She really gave us some great information, especially the part about somebody asked her why Filipinos date older men. She said, because we don't like long distance relationships. We want a man that can come here and stay with us. I thought that was so profound, man. I've never heard a Filipino say that. But we keep on pushing this long distance relationship, man. That's torture. I wouldn't want to go through it. I'm telling you right now, there's women over here right now going through it, man. I wouldn't do it. When you date a woman overseas, man, it's a totally different relationship. When you live on the other side of the planet, you got some hard decisions to make. Am I gonna go and live with her over there? Am I gonna bring her back? I'm gonna keep on pushing this long distance relationship garbage. It's garbage, man. It's torture. And I don't care how long you've been doing it. You finally see her for 2 weeks, then you got to go back and do it all over again. Man, come on. Mm-mm. Hey, what's up, Road to the Philippines? That's Danny. He actually came here to my house. Him and his girlfriend and wife. He stayed at Small Fry Beach Resort. Give us a review of that, Danny, if you've got time to do that. I know you're busy. House of Lamar said Sunshine Shows heard from James. I get a text from James just about every day. He's got a YouTube channel now. I want him to come on here and kind of promote it. He said he would. He just started it. It's called Masking Tape Treasures. So yeah. Okay, Jessa. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you always. But at the time you came, Michael beat your life. Yeah, it used to be you had to show your Vax card everywhere you go. They already have asked me for it. Now I did have to show it for my Airbnb, me and Maryland. But you used to have to show it to get in the mall, the grocery store, everywhere. Now they don't even ask you for it. But that Lab Legend, that was a scoop right there that he gave you guys. Now you come in here, but your port of entry has to be Cebu. You have to have that RT-PCR test. You have to verify that the airline, will fly you into Cebu, will fly unvaccinated in Cebu. Then have your reservation for government-approved quarantine hotel for 6 days, and then I believe you have to have that a negative RT-PCR test. Dan said the 5th day, because now this is the second person, because his traveling buddy did the same thing. They were coming from Thailand, but he said they gave him all kind of hell. Maybe because Scoot is where they were on. Maybe they didn't fly unvaccinated or whatever. Mark Bowen says, now that Thailand is fully open, the PI should not be too far behind. Yeah, with this news, I didn't think you could get in. Because the Philippines is strict, man, when it comes to stuff like that. But he laid it out. So there you have it, guys. No sense in, Dan had already said it. He didn't give a good, he didn't give details like Lab Legend, though. Stephen and Ellie says, our channel is doing good. Have a few videos that have hit 1,000 views. I guess it's a start. I should do great once I get over the great, context. Yeah, absolutely. The Philippines is the star, guys, okay? Don't ever get twisted about that. You're not a celebrity. The Philippines is the star of the show. People follow you because you're in the Philippines. They're interested in what's going on over here. I've got 41,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm under no delusion that if all of a sudden I decide to move to Canada, you guys aren't moving with me. My views are going to go like that. No matter how good the content will be, you're just not interested in what's going on in Canada. Philippines is bad. Man, I'm just saying, in my opinion, the most popular genre on YouTube. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you got a good chance if you're in the Philippines. Because I see guys who talk about the Philippines, but they're in the States, man, and their views are way, way down. I mean, guys that I used to look up to before I started my channel. But now they're in the States and they're getting just terrible, viewership. One guy had 13 people on his live stream. I was like, wow, dude. But who am I? Hey, Will Sutton, thanks for that super chat. He said, good content and info, Cal. It's always appreciated. I'll look you up while I'm there starting in November. Yeah, come on, man. But I'm under no delusion, Will Sutton, that if I move to the United States, Florida, any of them, LA, that you're not coming with me. And that keeps me humble, really. Okay, Vince Lawson says, hey, Unc, I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment for rent for your subs for the meet and greet. Now, see, this is great information, guys, right here. Why don't you give me your email then, Vince? Yeah, I'm at 12. Where we going to go?
You know what I mean, so that I can cook the fish, fried fish.
Okay, yeah. But I don't want that much if we're going to the gym. Okay, go ahead. Okay, yeah, he says I have a 2-bedroom. What you want for it, Vince? Because I've dropped you off over there before. It's nice. If you don't mind giving us the price and your contact information. This is great right here. Because it's going to be off the charts. This meet and greet. The True Girls have already confirmed that they're coming. It's going to be fun, man. I'm going to have a video of it. It's going to be nice. And they're just going to keep getting bigger, bigger, and bigger until pretty soon it's going to be the meet and greet to come to in all the Philippines eventually. But this one's going to be really, really nice because Meg's Resort is nice. And it's going to be a lot bigger than it was in May. And, it's just going to show you the impact that my channel has on St. Carlos City. The hotels are going to be packed. The restaurants and all of that stuff, man. See, this is my way of giving back to the Philippines. I feel I'm obligated to really do something like that as a foreigner having a vlog over here. Thailand vlog says, yeah, we have to be smart shoppers. Absolutely. But that's what we do. We shop for women over here. We put them way at the top as far as the priorities, man. And I just think that when you come in 8,000 miles away, I think you need to pump the brakes a little bit with that. Let's see. Lab Legend says, forgot one thing, Cal. You also have to have an exit ticket within 30 days. Yeah, but that is for all, not just unvaccinated, of course. Also, make sure the quarantine hotel has a quarantine shuttle. Wow. Now that's a good. Yeah, I'm going to, I put it out there for her too. He said you should also invite Filipino Lipstick since she's just across the pond here in Cebu. Yeah, I did. If she wants to come to the meet and greet, you can come, Filipino Lipstick. But of course, bring a couple of friends with you because, I'm going to have, just to make it more of a party atmosphere. I don't want 100 men and 5 women. That's a fact. Hey, what's up, Danny? Thanks for that super chat. He says Small Fries Beach Resort was amazing. See, the food, rates, and food was incredible. I'll be posting a video on my channel eventually. Doug was a super cool guy. You remember the variety platter I ordered? Absolutely. I love the food there. I love that little place. It's just right on the ocean. And it's only like 10 minutes from here. The nachos are delicious, right? He said they ought to give you that. He said Small Fries should reimburse you that 550 pesos rolled to the Philippines. That's a damn good review. Hey, Sproul and Edward, so you're here now. Okay, it meant to say the views were incredible. Yeah, I've eaten there several times. I attended his wedding, Doug's wedding there. But the food at that wedding wasn't as good as the food he serves. And that's why I asked him, I said, why didn't you have your staff cook the food? And he said, well, most of the staff was part of the wedding. Yeah, but, I invite Filipino Lipstick. Wesley Grott said, I'd like to have a meet and greet when I land in Cagayan de Oro, looking to save $4,000 my first trip there for 2 weeks. Wow, that's a lot of money, man. You're going to ball out of control with $4,000 for 2 weeks, especially in Cagayan de Oro. Now, what I would suggest you do, since you're in Cagayan de Oro, is go down to Camigan Island. Go ahead and make that sacrifice that I think it's like a 3-hour bus ride. I can't remember how long it was, something like that. And then like a 45-minute ferry, man. It's worth it. Oh, okay, the Beach of Life. Thanks for that super chat. He said, just trying out my new G-Cash card. Yeah, well, you and your girlfriend, y'all got the, when are you coming? Because I've already got the mother-in-law. She's already got the guest house, ready for you guys. Let's see. Hey, Alpina R, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, Cal, I'm trying to get it off just having some fun, the Dismount channel. Oh, okay. Well, how many? I need to go right there and subscribe then. Okay, he says. Darren Coach said, invite Sharon Lapu Lapu and Gemini, Cal. Yeah, well, Gemini is going to be at the meet and greet. I'll see if she's available. And Sharon Lapu Lapu's got her own live stream now. We've helped her, man. When Sharon Lapu Lapu came on my channel, she had 7 subscribers. She's monetized now. To her credit, though, she took the help and ran with it. See, she did in a month and a half or 2 months what it usually takes. Well, she would have never, had she not come on my channel, she would have never gotten monetized. No one would have ever saw her. But to her credit, she took the push and ran with it. And now she's monetized, And I just like to get some new viewpoints. And that's what I told the lady at the store. She said, hey, can you do a collab with me? And I'm like, well, people don't want to hear from me. I've got my own channel. All of these people that you know that I don't know, get some new faces in here. Talk to them. You can do things I can't do. I wish I knew all these people, all these beautiful young girls here in this grocery store, and I'd have a field day, but I don't know them. And they'd be so, I said, you've even got access to the men who, a lot of my subscribers, they say, hey, let's hear from the Filipino man. They're shy as hell. They're shyer than the women. They're more bashful than the women. Good luck trying to get a Filipino man. A real Filipino man. I'm not talking about somebody like the engineer who built my house. He's articulated. He's articulate. He would sit there and talk, but I'm talking about just a regular Filipino guy off the street. No way could I do that. They'd be scared to death. This solar panel, man, they're too much like digital watches and microwaves and VCRs right now. They're too expensive. When they first came out. Now you can get, VCR. They're giving away VCRs free. You can get a digital watch for $1. Of course, microwave. I seen a microwave at this is in 2018 before I came to the United States. Hell, they had a microwave at Walmart for $9.99. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, she's a great person, but it's just these two women, Filipino Lipstick and Jessa K Channel. We've never heard from them. If you want to hear from Sharon Lapu-Lapu, all you gotta do is go to her channel. She's out there now. I can only take you so far. Now it's time to help somebody else. And that's just the way I do it. And I do it because somebody did it for me. I think, we're a community and we should help each other. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. He says, in 1976, a VHS VCR was around $1,000. Man, my boss on my job had one of the first digital watches I seen. I think he paid like $399 for it. You can get them for $1 now. Yeah, I know she knows plenty of women. That's why I see her on her channel, but I can't watch it. I can't watch. Marilyn would kill me if I watched that channel. She won't even let me watch the True channel no more. Which I don't, man. I just like what makes the True channel so nice, the live streams anyway, is the way you guys act the damn fool on that. That's the whole show. I've got, believe it or not, I kept those 2 live streams with them because she had 121 when I met her. And to their benefit, that they took that push and they ran with it. But you guys acted a damn fool. Some guys quit coming on my channel because I said, yeah, y'all showed y'all true self. I was just joking with them. Now they're ashamed to come on here now. Yeah. That was Sharon Lapu-Lapu. He said the last time you had a Filipino guest, I had to sweat it out as y'all asked this very on-screen partner if she was into foreigners, and her answers got uncomfortably close to my description. Oh, wow. Yeah, he said, yeah, we interview single girls, see. And see, that's something I can't do. My trolls won't allow me to do that. They've already, if anybody don't know, I just came from the NBI where they said I was into exploiting Filipino women and human trafficking. So can you imagine if I have 2 or 3 young, beautiful Filipinos on here interviewing them? Because when I make stars out of women like that. I was on a roll for a minute, but then I stopped because the women turned out to be shysters, really. People had got to the point where people in St. Carl City was asking me and Maryland to come on my show. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it anymore. Because they do an interview with me, and next thing you know, hell, they're millionaires in pesos. They got new motorcycles, new furniture, getting houses built. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to help men, not hurt them. Yeah. It says, I know, right? It's entertaining watching the guys in that chat on the True Channel. He said, if you can have one wish, what it would be, man, that they have some type of supersonic jet that can take me from here to America. You know, they've got one that's supposedly, I was watching this, the engineer who built my house was on his Facebook page. They're coming up with this supersonic jet that goes from London to New York City in 80 minutes. You know, I like to go back and forth to the United States more, you know, to see my family and grandkids. It's just such a long way, man. I'm afraid if I go back, my anxiety will kick in and I can't make it back. Because that's a long trip. I've never gotten used to it. After 13 years, I haven't gotten used to it. And that's the reason why I became an insurance agent. I had great jobs, but I'm a clock watcher. I would sit there and watch the clock for 8 hours, man. And it would, you know, drive me crazy. Same way on a plane. Every time I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking at the clock every 5 minutes. Oh, Roger and Esmeralda. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's funny with the True Channel. And Roger and Esmeralda. I'm sitting up here feeling like the kingmaker, really, but I'm really not. It's because they're in the Philippines, but they took my advice and the push I gave them and ran with it. So, you know, to their benefit, they did. But when I met them, they had over 11,000 subscribers. They had more subscribers than me, but they had no content. I just kind of I let them come on my live stream a couple of times because his wife had never been with a foreigner before, see? So she was real innocent. She was giving answers that the typical, just regular Filipino would give. And men like to hear that innocence. They don't want to hear this well thought out answers by a lot of the Filipinos that be on my channel because they've been with foreigners, they lived in America, and they're very hesitant. But if you get a Filipino on here who's never dated a foreigner and you ask her certain questions, they're going to give you innocent answers that drive you crazy. See, his wife said, you know, I like black men. That's what she said. Nobody asked her that. She just said that, you know, and that's the type of answers you're going to get. But when you get these women on here, they're well thought out and they're watching what they're going to say, who may be watching and all that. You don't want that. You're not going to learn anything. But like I said, I give Seth's travel vlogs, you know, I give her credit because she, even though she's married now to a foreigner, she will still give you the nitty gritty every now and then. YouTube blocked my last 2 comments. I don't know if it's YouTube. I got some moderators. Maybe it was a little bit too hot. What you saying, Darren? Geechee Land says, I would not act the damn fool like they did on the True Girls appearance. So I don't really want to get into lipstick and others like that, which I would not name. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I'm going to tell you something. When you watch channels like that, you have to be careful because it makes you become obsessed with Filipinos, man. And if you can't come over here in a certain amount of time, in you know, quick and in a hurry, it's like torture, man. Who wants to sit back and watch these women like, yeah, I love to meet a foreigner. I'm looking forward to it. You know, they're 23, 24 years old, beautiful, perfect body, and you can't get her off from work. You don't have the money to get over here. You don't have the time, you know, to stay over here, a sufficient amount of time to stay over here. That's torture to me. That's why I wouldn't do a long distance relationship. I've never chatted with a woman over 2 weeks, and I never will. That's just how it is. Yeah, hypersonic. Something like that. Oh yeah, Danny said, "Hey Cal, you helped my channel grow significantly when you interviewed me, and you continue to help me with all the shout outs from the Beach of Life. Much appreciated, fellas. Yeah, we're a community. We should help each other. There's no competition. That's why I don't understand, because some guys said, well, why don't those guys down in Dumaguete ever want to collab with you? I said, well, it's too late now. I wouldn't want to, because we're not bringing anything new to the table. I mean, I would love to do it if we could bring something new, but they've got a whole library of videos. I have a whole library. Unless it would be a live stream, yeah, we could do that, because then we could mix it up. But just to interview me or something like that, or me interview them, it's not giving you anything new. So I wouldn't do it. You know, I'm conscious of that, of my viewers and subscribers. I want to put stuff out there just adding something to the genre, not just repeating the same stuff over and over and over, you know, because I think Sharon Lapu-Lapu, she already had a interview with Filipino P. I don't know who set that up, but, you know, she had that. Now, here I am. Filipino P's never reached out to me. I have 41,000 subscribers. Why wouldn't you do that? See, so I don't know. But I'm not competing with her. I'm not competing with Old Dog and all the rest of them over State Road and all the Philly and the Philippines. I'm not competing with them. It's like a cable channel. You can change channels, basically who you relate to. Well, I don't compete against those people. You know, but no, they don't, you know. He said, that's too fast, man, 88 minutes. Not for me. But I'm seriously thinking about going home for Thanksgiving and then turning around and coming back here for Christmas. So, you know, I've been meditating, man. You know, I haven't been drinking as much coffee, trying to get things situated. So I let Alex of Living Abroad get away from here. He said he had a strong sleeping pill for me that he takes. He said, because I'm like you, I don't like them long flights. He said, once it gets to the altitude, they serve dinner, I take the pill. He said, when I wake up, we got about an hour left. See, that's what I want. Now, back to Alex. When I first met him, probably the weirdest thing that's happened to me since I've been coming to the Philippines involved him. We're all at the pancake house. When I first met him, right before the interview I did with him, we're all eating pancakes. I finished mine, and he didn't finish his. You know, he's eating them. He's got pancakes left on his plate that he's actually eating on. You know, he asked me, he said, do you want these pancakes? And he started to pick them up with the fork and put them on my plate. I said, hold up, man. I ain't going to eat after you. I don't want those pancakes. You know, it was so weird, man. I never experienced that before. I'm not going to eat behind you. I mean, it was just weird, man. I never said anything to him about it. But it freaked me out, man. I ain't not going to eat behind you. You're a grown man. You're, you know, you've already eaten the damn pancakes, half of them. Makes you think I want them. I don't want them. And I don't know if that's his culture or what. But it's not mine. You know, he was actually going to put his pancakes on my plate, man. I was like, hold on, man. I don't want them. He said, the Ghost of Pennsylvania, 11, says, hey, Cal, what's your say on the Filipinos who only chats to you on WhatsApp and does not want you to friend her on Facebook? Yeah, because I have a friend who's dealing with that, and I told him, stop. Yeah, that's a red flag. You know, a lot of times when they say, let's move off of the dating site and go to Skype or wherever it is, this is when they're going to start asking for money and doing things that they're not supposed to do, because believe it or not, you're being monitored on those dating sites. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, you're being monitored. and all of that. Well, he said, whatever happened to Osiris transitioning? He had a great channel that was starting to really grow. Well, he went back to the United States. I told him, I said, look, man, make as many videos as you can while you're here in the Philippines to get a good start, which he did. And he got a great start. But then he went back to America. But I did ask him one time, because one of his videos, because if you look at his videos, they have like 300, 800. But then one of his videos had like 8,000 or something like that. I was like, look, I just told him, I said, don't buy those views. I said, don't buy views. And I say that to any vlogger out there, don't buy subscribers, don't buy views, because YouTube, the algorithms can pick up on that and they'll cancel your channel. They'll basically shut you down for that. And it just kind of, me having the experience that I had with that, I just asked him, I said, man, are you buying views and subscribers? Because, I mean, he hit his 1,000 without ever me really pushing him out there, really. I mean, it was super fast. It was like he hit his 1,000 within like a week. And I'm not, to his credit, maybe he got those that quick. But I just told him, don't do that, because YouTube will find out. But I haven't seen any more new videos from him. He's supposed to be coming back over here. He had a great channel that I thought I advised him to, because of our conversations over here. I said, man, a lot of people can relate to you. He said, man, those answers were about to get me stomped out by a 5'4" bodybuilding Filipino. You talking about her husband? Yeah, but to their credit, they took the information I gave them and ran with it. Because they had like 11,500 subscribers at a time when I didn't even have 10,000. But they were talking gaming and stuff. I think he showed me his YouTube check. It was only like 120 something pesos. I was like, dude, because you talking about the wrong thing. You need to start talking about stuff that foreigners want to, talk about. Women, cost of living, healthcare, safety, and then your personal life. And when they did that, the rest is history. I think they've got over 25,000 subscribers now. Hey, Bryce, he says, I really value your channel and have for 2 years. I came here in the Philippines last March to meet my girlfriend and got married in May. Oh, wow. Congratulations, man. Now, are you still here in the Philippines? Have you went back? Congratulations, and, best wishes, man. Now, was that your LDR that you married? Or you had seen her before, or was it the first time coming over here? Yeah, we're obsessed with Filipinos, man. I just have to say it. I know some guys in the chat are saying they're not obsessed with them, but you're the exception, man. I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. I mean, if I just this is a fact, and this is why I don't do it. But every now and then, because 92% of my viewers are men, I have to talk about women and relationships from time to time. If I put Filipina in the title of my vlog, I'm going to get 7, 8, 10,000 views just from that. But I don't play games like that. I try to give real honest, vlogs and put out there. But because we're so obsessed, man, we want to know everything we can about Filipinos. What turns them on, what turns them off, what makes them click, and the whole 9 yards, man. Hey, well, thank you, Jessa. She says you're not competing because you're a good man, Cal. But we're not all competing, really. You can change the channel. You can look at YouTube. You can look at my video, then somebody else's video after that. But I don't think it's more of a popularity contest than anything else. That's really what it's all about. It's really just a popularity contest. He said, unfortunately, Tiny Tim says, unfortunately, YouTube is a new TV. How many videos can people actually watch in the Philippines? It's the same circle of viewers, so it's competitive for those viewers. But not really. Now, I will say, as far as support, it is because, and I agree with it, because a lot of times when your channel is new, you need that support, you know, to keep you motivated to keep making videos. But as you grow and you start getting monetized in YouTube, you earn money from your YouTube, you should expect your support to kind of go way down, dwindle down, like mine has. But the reason why you can, because the Philippines is very, very popular. People can't get enough of the Philippines. I mean, so it's just how it is. I mean, it's been like that for a long time, and it's going to be like that for an even longer time. But I wouldn't. If it ain't broke, I'm certainly not going to break it. But there's always something new over here, really, especially for people. I've got dreamers who watch my channel. People who are never going to come over here. So if I just go down to the middle of town and make a video down there, it's something new. But there's guys who come over here, and once they come over here, they stop watching YouTube because it's no longer fantasy now, it's real life. They're like, well, why do I need to watch it since I'm already here? But no, it's not. I'm not competing against anybody. Well, no, he's still making videos. A real good feeling. Archipelago. He says, how about a real good feeling going to? No, he does. But remember, guys, it looks easier than it is. I tip my hat to guys who've been around Old Dog New Tricks 3 years or something like that. I think, I don't know how long Filipino Pete's been around. A little bit over 2 years. I've been around 2 years. Mark, I don't know how long he's been around. Some of these other guys been around 4 or 5 years. Man, to keep on making this content like that and showing up day after day, to entertain the viewers and stuff, man, because it's not easy. And that's the reason why you see guys fall off. They hit that writer's block. And they say, well, I can't come up with anything else. Or they move out of the Philippines or whatever it is. I don't know whatever it is. But if it were easy, everybody would do it. Trust me. It helps that the Philippines is so popular. But see, he says so many vloggers now. Yeah, because it's the same reason why so many beauty salons now, so many massage therapists now, so many lawn care businesses and janitorial services, because they see one person doing it and becoming successful. For every Filipino P, there's probably 10,000 people that never scratch the surface, Tiny Tim. See, that's what they do. They look at people like her and say, oh, they over there's a source of income. Yeah, for a very tiny fraction of bloggers, sir. I want to let you know that. If it were that easy, everybody would be doing it, don't you think? But it's not. So that's really a compliment when you talk about people like her, Old Dog, me, the different ones who, have an income off of, because it's very, very hard to do. It's not easy. And unless we help each other, it's really hard. But no, it's not easy to do. And that's a fact. And to say that somebody's doing that is a compliment. TJ Johnson says, you can't come over here and remember like every woman a Filipino can get on your last effing nerve. You see channels like True and start overly romanticizing Filipinos. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But we've got this vision of Filipinos in our mind. And we become obsessed with them, man. I mean, then after a while, when the whole world telling you how beautiful you are, it goes to some of them head, man. And they really start acting shitty, man. Like, look, lady, you don't really have any nerve to act the way you're acting for real. But we've done that. And we become obsessed with them before we even step foot on the shore. And then when you become obsessed, you don't have it. It has you. So we start sending money. We start doing the crazy stuff we would never do normally. A guy sent 20 million pesos to a woman he never met. Who would do that? First of all, where did you get 20 million pesos? Where did you get it from? To send it to the lady. But he did it. And I told him, when he contacted me, I said, look, man, it's so preposterous. You're lying. And unless you show me proof, get off of my messenger with that foolishness. And I'd be damned if he didn't send a stack of stuff. Every single day he sent this lady money, man. I'm like, damn, dude. So, as long as men in the world is infatuated with Filipinos, these Philippine blogs and bloggers are going to keep growing. Every time, and really the ones who should be making them, since we're infatuated with Filipinos, are Filipinas. The lady I was talking to, she got a new channel. She's a Filipino. Sharon Lapu-Lapu, lipstick, Filipino lipstick. They're all, but eventually they'll hit a wall. They'll hit a wall. And they're going to have to start talking about something else. Or people are going to start watching. But in the meantime, in the beginning, yeah, they'll get monetized, but they'll hit that wall because you can't act against your thinking. They're not going to talk about the real nitty-gritty stuff because it goes against their culture. See, remember, they're not used to talking to us for real. And so when it comes time to really talk about the tricky stuff, they're not going to do it because they fear a backlash from their fellow men, and which should have happened. They're not going to come over. They're not going to get on here and really talk about scammers and different things like that. Women talking to 4 and 5 men, taking your money and all of that stuff. They're not going to do it. They're not going to talk about the girlfriend experience and why that happened. Why would, you do everything I want, everything I like to do the first time I meet you? They're never going to talk about that stuff. See, and that's what's going to hinder their growth. So they have to kind of like skate around stuff that I can talk about. But they do have an advantage over me. In the beginning, they got just a long list of beautiful young Filipinos that they can interview and stuff. Yeah, but see, this is what I just answered your question. You would think that they would win, but they don't win because you can't act against your thinking. They come from a culture that they're not going to really put a lot of that dirty laundry out there like that. They're not going to really talk about the things we really want to talk about. Yeah, in the beginning, they'll skirt around that stuff. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to say anything that's going to put the Filipino in a bad light. See? So they're not really going to teach you anything for real. They're going to entertain you, but they're not going to teach you anything. So I'm going to teach you something based on what I've been through. See, I'm going to teach you something about them green lights on that dating site. They're never going to talk about that. I'm going to say, look, those women on there, they're fishing for you. They're waiting for you to come on there. And when you come on there, They're going to attack. I'm 5'8", about 200 pounds, which I'm trying to. When I got hurt, when I hurt my wrist and my shoulder and my knee, I took like 4 or 5 months off, man. I lost 30 pounds. I gained about half of that back. I need to get back down to about 185, 190. Is where I'm really at my best. Yeah, they tiptoe through the tulips. It's what they do. Oh, you're welcome, Philippine lipstick. But you deserve it. See, a lot of times, when a childlike man pushes people toward a channel, it could be bad for them because if they don't have the content or enough videos, people aren't going to come back. You have to be entertaining. In your case, you are. You're entertaining these viewers because that's what they want to see. Initially, it's these beautiful women that you're interviewing. But then, see, Americans, I know Westerners, but they want to go a little deeper beyond the surface then. And then that's where the Filipino kind of hesitates. She won't go underneath that surface like that. What? Am I still got something? Yeah. Did you buy some more?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, she's not going to go that deep. And then she can't really talk about cost of living. Now, she can talk about her cost of living, which is interesting to me because it'll give me an idea of really, okay, how much money are you really living off of every month? They won't tell you. See? So, because you're coming from the West and I say, okay, I'm living off of $1,400 a month. Now you talking. Now you listening. But if they said that, it would give you an idea, okay, now if you living off of, whatever it is, 4,000 pesos per month. Now show me how far that 4,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 is going. That would be interesting. But they're not going to do that. They're too embarrassed. They're too bashful to bring you into their house, which is what we want to see. I wish I could do that for y'all. But if I do it, then I'm accused of exploiting people. And it really looks ugly if I did that. So I don't do it. I've got to have some type of morals, man, about this. Yeah, but he has his followers, It doesn't make him better than anybody else. And he's not the biggest vlogger in the Philippines. Have you ever heard of Rafi Tufo? And I don't like his videos because I can't relate to him. See, so that may be the reason why, it's good that there's so many vloggers. See, because that way, hey, I can't relate to this guy. See, I can't relate to all those guys. A lot of those guys, I can't relate. They're not talking to me. I'm gonna tell you something. Another big vlogger, what's his name? The young guy from Iceland. What's his name? He's got all them subscribers too, but he doesn't talk to me. Why would I watch his vlogs? He's not talking to me. He lives this extravagant life. He's young. He's got this beautiful Filipina. There. I just don't relate to him. Most of the guys over here, they're older. They're just regular guys. And people are going to, they're going to, gravitate to the ones that they can relate to. Road to the Philippines says, it's not easy to grow a YouTube channel. It's taken me nearly 2 years to hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Because you did it the old-fashioned way, Danny, like I did. Okay? You did it the old-fashioned way. Nobody really helped you out there. A lot of people helped me, but it still took me several months to reach it. It took me let's see, which is still early. Let's see, August 6, 4, it's like 6 months for me to get monetized. Yeah, it's true. He says, since I visited the Philippines last month, I don't watch many channels about the Philippines anymore. It's boring to me now. Absolutely. Because it's no longer a fantasy. But the demand is there. So supply and demand. I'm not going to stop because of what one guy says. I got 41,000 subscribers. I got a lot of people who will never, ever make it to the Philippines. They told me they don't. They said they live through me. So what I'm supposed to stop because some guy says, oh, it's too many vloggers. You can only talk about the Philippines so much. No, you can't. Well, in a way, online, they can be annoying because they're going to continuously ask you question after question after question. That's why I learned early on, I can't do the online thing with them. I can do the in-person with them, but not the online because they're going to sit there and grill you over and over and over, and your head is hurting. You're like, oh, my God, another question. Whose fault are you divorced? Yeah. Well, whose fault was it? Where is she now? Where's your kids? How much is the child support you paying? If they just go on and on and on and on, you're like, oh my God, I can't take it. And then it's typed in, especially when they're typing. I mean, there's a whole line of questions, but I can do them in person. Okay, you're gonna gain more once you um come on the show. But it's Tiny Tim. I think he's a troll, and I don't see why to beat your life now because I haven't caught this guy because he's like an instigator, like a devil's advocate. Listen to this right here. He said, road to the Philippines, it's not easy, but it's a source of income. Money should never be too easy to earn. And you think it's easy when you try it. Yeah, TJ Johnson said becoming Filipino really got in early and locked in. And see, he's got a lot of Filipino subscribers too, because I think they're trying to give him a honorary Filipino citizenship, but he's not really doing anything. I think for me being on the scene shorter time as I've been with basically, the viewership that I have, even though I have 41,000 subscribers, I may get 8 to 10 to 15,000 views. And what I'm doing for the community, man, I think it should be applauded. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to brag and pat my own self on the back. But every YouTube channel is unique, and if you smart and you try to start a YouTube channel, you want to be unique in some kind of way. Yeah, he's very much a Philippines-oriented Los LeBlanc, and his demo reflects that. He also has a penchant for good editing and lead generation. Yeah, SEO. Yeah. See, I don't have none of that. Man is all raw. When I interviewed Dan, he couldn't believe it. He said, so we're just going to talk straight through? Yeah, that's what I do. I don't have no fancy equipment. I don't edit. I don't do anything. Maybe I should if I wanted to grow up like that. But that's really not important, to me right now. The Ghost said, Calvin, Manila tour girls have a great channel. They always walk around showing the province and city and showing off hot girls in the areas. They don't sugarcoat anything either. I'm going to have to check them out then. Okay, it's a thirst trap. Hey, guys, it's 12 o'clock. It's time for me to get off here. I appreciate all the super chats, super stickers, thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. And we're going to keep on doing what we're doing, man. We think we are offering a service. Sometimes my videos are inspirational. Sometimes they're motivational. sometimes entertaining. Most of the time they're informative, but they never bashing, they never put anybody down, never troll anybody. I just try to help the best I can, and I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I think it's relevant, no matter what anybody else says. And I challenge you, any of you, if you think building a YouTube channel, a successful YouTube channel is easy, then I challenge you to do it. And you'll see how tough it is, even to talk about the same topics. Come up with those topics then. I give the new vlogger, I say, talk about women and relationships. That's the number one topic on YouTube about the Philippines. Is no, it's not relationships. That's not the number one. Safety's number one. Relationships are number two. But you got to talk about relationships because that's what everybody's interested in. They're infatuated with Filipinos. And I would challenge anybody to tell me I'm wrong about it. It's the reason why these channels are there's so many channels. Now they're so stupid. I'm about to start my phone over because I like to play this. I like to play my theme song. I really like that this guy took time out to make this song for me. And Michael Beach Your Life, I keep forgetting when I see you to talk about the website and which way we're going to go with that. We'll talk about that whenever you come over here. But I think we got a lot to do with that. Yeah, they do. Some of them hit a plateau because it's not hard to do. I mean, it's not easy to do, to continue to come up with fresh content that's interesting, that's relevant. But there's nothing easy to talk about in your own life, but people don't want to do it. Everybody's under this veil of secrecy. Everybody's so private. And I'm like, somebody knows your secrets, you and the other person. Secrets kill me, so that's why I don't keep them. I'd rather get out in front and tell you everything about me before somebody else does. Who better to tell my story than me? Nobody. I'm not going to let somebody else tell my story. So that's why I tell you, I don't have a problem with that because it's real life stuff. I've got a real life channel. If you don't know anybody that has a drug problem, man, where are you living? If you don't know anybody that's ever been divorced, then where are you living? And all the other stuff, paying child support and all of that. That's the kind of stuff I talk about, man. I've sent money over here before. That's why I tell people don't do it. I bought a lady, supposedly I thought I was buying her a plane ticket. Well, I actually did. She said, hey, send me the plane ticket. She lived somewhere in Lady or somewhere. That's what she said. Okay, so I bought the plane ticket. Then she said, oh, I need $3,000 for my mother to watch my son, a daughter, whatever it was. She never showed up. The whole point was she didn't care that I spent the money on the plane ticket. That's the plane ticket scam that I don't even think I ever talked about with you guys. They get you that way. They butter you up. I'm coming. Buy my plane ticket, but you got to pay my babysitter. You send them the money, boom, they gone. See? So I tell you guys the stuff I went through. I don't make this stuff up. I tell you the simple stuff that you should know. It's common sense, but it becomes uncommon sense when we start dealing with Filipinos for some reason.
The real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. The real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. The real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. The
Hey, thank y'all so much. Hey, thanks TJ for the super chat. And you know, me and TJ, we become friends. We not just, he's no longer just a subscriber anymore. We've actually hung out, ate dinner together, chopped it up. He says, if you were doing all that corny stuff, like gotcha thumbnails and all caps clickbait titles, you wouldn't be you. Your talent is you make it feel like we're in the room with you. Easier said than done. Yeah, thanks, man. You know, but I just be myself, man. That's all I'm trying to do, man. You know, my boots on the ground experience. I give you the nitty gritty. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. Period. Take care, everybody. I want to see y'all at this meet and greet, man. Let's make it the best meet and greet ever. I'm going to have the liquor. My buddy's going to buy the beer. I'm going to get the liquor, the wine. We got the food. We got the lechon. We got the Filipinos, man. That's what y'all want. We got them. Take care, everybody.